Hey, true crimers, partners in crime, we're back. This is part 2 of week 3 of True Crime Friday. So let's just get right into it. I just want to quickly say again that this is just my opinion for entertainment purposes only. This is not fact, and I want everyone to form their own opinions. These are just my views, my thoughts, my opinions only. Now we can, again, get into it. So in part 1, we just finished talking about the Dateline article that came out this week. When we're done with this video, head over to part 1 and see my thoughts on that article. So if you've been following this case, you know that there was a criminal warrant served to 1008 Stafford Court by the Sumner County Sheriff's Office this week. Now, was it a criminal warrant? That's what they said. I heard it with my own ears on the dispatch. It said criminal warrant. The reason why I say it like that is because Chris Proudfoot himself came out this week. He was on panels on Cluminati's channel talking about how it was not a criminal warrant, but yet rather it was a subpoena to the Bullhorn Betty case. Now, I have some thoughts on that. I heard Sumner County dispatch say that it was a criminal warrant. So that's very much different from a subpoena. And I have done my research, and I'm going to pull out my notepad very unprofessionally. So for a criminal warrant in Tennessee, it would have to be for an arrest warrant, a bench warrant, which is a failure to appear to court, so they get a bench warrant out for you, a capias warrant, which is where the defendant violated an order, or a grand jury indictment, where then there would be an arrest. So that is nothing even close to being subpoenaed to court for another court date. So in my opinion, maybe there was 2 different things being served over on Stafford Court. I would like to know what your thoughts are on this, because there's 2 sides for sure in this case, and the 2 sides, one believes that it was the subpoena only, the only thing served, and then there's the other side that believes 2 things were served. I tend to veer towards that side. So that's really it for new information on the case, but I do just have some ending thoughts that I'd like to say. Something I thought of this week, and I did hear it, but I thought about it further, that when you think about the Summer Wells case, Sebastian Rogers case, and also Harmony Montgomery case, the thing that all 3 have in common was they were all involved with CPS, whether it was just reports or actual involvement. But all 3 cases were dealing with CPS. When the child went missing, it was like CPS kind of stopped. And I think that shouldn't be the case. I think that regardless of whether the child is missing or not, especially if there's other siblings, the case should continue with the missing child, because there you could find the answers. If the parents continue to be interviewed, if the case keeps moving forward, you could very well find some key factors into these cases to find out where the child is. In one case, the parent actually was 100% involved, which is the Harmony Montgomery case, because the father has already been convicted, but her body still has not been found. And Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers case, it is just widely speculated that the parents are involved in one way or the other. So there's definitely 2 sides to the Sebastian Rogers case. It is split down the middle, either the father side or the mother and stepfather side. And I've just never seen anything like it. And I heard somebody asked this week, they asked, why is it that Sebastian Rogers is getting, the Dateline, the America's Most Wanted, Dog the Bounty Hunter, just more resources in that way, in the public's way. And, well, it's because he has a parent advocating for him. Where in the Summer Wells case, unfortunately, she didn't really have that. We had two parents that really kind of wanted everyone to stop talking about Summerwell's case, really, in my opinion. But in the Sebastian Rogers case, we have a father who is out there advocating for the child, being his voice when he doesn't have one right now. And so, also, drama. Unfortunately, there's so much drama in the Sebastian Rogers case that is what keeps his name out there. So I guess, unfortunately, whatever works, right? And in closing, I just want to add that all three parents, the stepfather, the mother, and the biological father, have all at different times say that Sebastian did not like the outdoors, didn't want to not wear shoes because of the fire ants, didn't like bugs, didn't like to be cold, wasn't an outdoorsy kid. So, in my opinion, and my opinion only, him walking out that door on his own in the middle of the night just doesn't seem feasible. That's just my opinion. That's my ending thought for tonight. I want to know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think happened to Sebastian? What is your theory? What is your number one theory? I want to know. I want to hear it. I'm going to read every one. I will respond, and let's have a conversation. And so this is True Crime Friday. This is part 2. This is week 3. And I will see you next week.